Now on CoastTV News.
Development decisions ahead, from homes and commercial spaces to a Wawa in Lincoln. We break down what is going in front of Sussex County officials today.
Route 1 fix.
Things were pretty congested just to get to our house.
The changes drivers in the Milton area should expect when the focus shifts to a different part of the overpass project.
Waking up to some windy conditions, especially along the coast this morning as we say hello to October and so long to the humidity. Your latest forecast coming up.
Sharing the sidewalk, the policy for scooters and bikes going into effect today in Maryland, and why Ocean City could enact something that is contrary.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we are in a new month.
Yes.
It's a month heavily associated with the fall season.
That's why we're orange today.
I was going to say that. I was going to ask about that.
You
one.
have to wear your fall colors.
I went neutral on this one.
Yes, yeah, I'm disappointed, Matt. Come on, I would have liked a nice orange sport coat, suit coat. It would have been a really
actually,
good
I
touch.
have a sport coat that is fallish, but it's just one of those things that doesn't play
you don't
well
want to
on.
match with
it
me.
doesn't play well
it.
on TV. It just kind of it's just off.
You just don't want to match with me. It's fine. It's fine. I'll leave it to you and Chris.
All right. Well, Chris and I. Chris, what do you got? You got black. I got navy. We got the dark colors
pink.
going today.
I actually had a nice tie that matched what Elise was wearing yesterday on. Well, I'll tell you what, we are awaiting some nice Canadian air pushing into the region. It's diving southward right now. Look at the dew points, 55 degrees, 70 degrees there in Ocean City. But really the story this morning is the winds, primarily along the coast. You go past Coastal Highway, winds are calm. Look at this 30-mile-an-hour sustained wind there. Indian River Inlet, we're gusting upwards of 37, 40, 31 there in Ocean City, 30 in Rehoboth Beach. We're going to continue to see those gusty winds through the morning and day today. Temperature-wise, we're doing pretty mild, mid to upper 60s to near 70 at the coast where we have those windy conditions, but dew points are beginning to fall, and that's a sign of that cool, drier air filtering in. We had a cold front that passed through overnight. High pressure is building into the area as Umberto and Imelda continue to push out to sea. So we're going to continue to see the breezy conditions primarily along the beaches today. Dangerous surf is going to be developing, as well as a high risk of rip currents as we say so long to humidity and hello to sunshine through the afternoon today. Temperatures only getting into the upper 60s to right around that 70-degree mark through the afternoon today. Coming up, we'll talk about more cool temperatures in the days ahead in that full 7-day forecast. Matt.
All right, thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour are the projects getting reviewed today by Sussex County's Planning and Zoning Commission.
Including the one that has generated plenty of attention over the past month, that is Atlantic Fields.
Yeah, today we could see a decision on the plans for a Costco, Target, and Whole Foods at an area west of Lewis. A decision was deferred after last month's public hearing that lasted over 4 hours.
And developers want to build nearly 700,000 square foot shopping center at this corner of Route 24 and Mulberry Knoll Road. To do this, the land needs to change from agricultural, residential to commercial zoning. And also at today's Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, the preliminary site plans for a Wawa in Lincoln are getting reviewed. This is at the intersection of Route 113 and Johnson Road. It includes a convenience store, parking spaces, and gas pumps. That meeting is scheduled for this afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, those aren't the only developments getting a review at this meeting. Let's take a look at some of the other ones on the agenda. Developers with Crosswinds LLC, they're looking to bring 352 homes on 183 acres of land in Selbyville. And developers with Marlin Cove LLC, they want to build 210 units on a nearly 61-acre plot of land in Selbyville.
Happening today, big changes are coming to Delaware's DMV fees. According to the state, DMV fees are increasing, and this includes a 1% increase in the document fee for vehicle transactions. DelDOT says to renew your driver's license, locals will now be charged $50. New specialty plate requests will incur a fee of $200. According to the agency, there is set to be a new annual registration fee for more than 48,000 alternative fuel vehicles in the state. Those fees could cost up to $900 depending on the vehicle.
And starting today in Maryland, the Motor Vehicle Administration will begin enforcing tougher penalties and rolling out new services. One new law requires the MVA to revoke licenses for anyone convicted of impaired driving that causes a deadly or life-threatening crash or for leaving the scene. A commercial driver convicted of being under the influence will lose their commercial driving privileges for at least a year, with repeat offenders facing a lifetime ban. To learn what other new driving legislation is taking effect today, you can head on to our article on our website, CoastTV.com.
Starting today, Maryland is allowing bikes and scooters on sidewalks. That change comes as a new Maryland state law takes effect, but Ocean City is considering an ordinance against it. Council members say allowing more riders on sidewalks could lead to conflicts with people walking, raise safety issues at busy intersections, and increase the chances of people crossing against traffic signals.
Possibly from May 1st to October 1st, that the bikes and the scooters cannot be on the sidewalk, but then in the off season that they can. It's a lot less people here.
The Ocean City Council plans to release the first draft of this ordinance next Monday.
Students are set to return to classes today after being evacuated from University of Delaware buildings Tuesday morning. According to UD, this was prompted by police activity when it was reported there was an explosive device in a building. In a statement, the school said, quote, "The University of Delaware Police Department has issued an all clear after completing its investigation into an earlier situation. There's no active threat to campus safety." Normal activity resumed later in the afternoon.
And another Delaware university on the same day. Students were evacuated and all classes canceled due to what Delaware State University says was a bomb threat. According to a DSU spokesperson, the university received the threat just before 11 a.m. After university police, state and federal authorities investigated the threat, the university took to its Facebook page around 5 o'clock to announce its campus had been cleared by law enforcement. Delaware State University says it will reopen today.
And we're now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. with no deal in hand by the midnight deadline. Federal government is now shut down. And this just in, the impacts of the shutdown are expected to be widespread. More than 2 million federal workers will go without pay, and the president has threatened mass layoffs as well.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us the big disagreement causing a standstill between lawmakers.
This morning, as the consequences of a government shutdown start rippling across the country on Capitol Hill, frustrated lawmakers starting a new clock to reopen.
It's time to end this and release the hostage. Let's get back to work.
Republicans and Democrats trading blame after two last-ditch funding votes failed in the Senate Tuesday night. Without the necessary 7 Democrats crossing over to back it, they're holding out to restore health care cuts and extend Obamacare subsidies.
Fix health care premiums and spare Americans the calamity of skyrocketing through the roof health care costs.
Republicans argue those discussions can wait, voicing pessimism about the current standstill.
There literally is nothing to negotiate. They're bringing in extraneous issues that don't have anything to do at all with keeping the government open.
Despite the shutdown, Social Security, Medicare, and VA benefits will continue along with student loans. But national parks could close, and roughly 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed. Many more, including TSA agents, required to work without pay until the shutdown ends.
We're looking for bombs, weapons, stuff like that, and you can't miss, right? So you don't want officers with added stress of how am I going to pay my bills?
President Trump raising the stakes, reiterating his threat of mass layoffs while blaming Democrats.
Cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
Democrats adamant those cuts are already happening, pushing for leverage now.
They've got to sit down and negotiate with Democrats.
As the nation waits for what's next. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And Maryland Governor Wes Moore is responding to the impacts of the shutdown. According to his office, the governor will hold a press conference this morning with other Maryland lawmakers. Then tonight at 8 p.m., Governor Moore is scheduled to deliver an address on Maryland Public Television.
In Milton, DelDOT is working more to try and make Route 1 a little easier and a little safer. The southbound overpass was completed in April.
Now, DelDOT says they will mirror that same thing, but on the northbound side. This is so cars going north will travel under Route 1.
DelDOT says this is all starting today. According to the agency, drivers should expect daytime lane closures. DelDOT tells us the goal is to take Route 1 out of the picture altogether for drivers going east and west.
And they can do that by adding another piece to the overpass. Some people in this area hope it will reduce traffic and make driving safer.
Things were pretty congested just to get to our house, so we moved on to the west side of Route 1, and we kind of avoided it as much as we can.
The orange cones are going to be there for a while. This project is expected to last into spring 2026.
And if you remember what it was like driving on the northbound stretch during that part of construction, you know, slower traffic will occur at times.
And this is now going to bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what concerns you most about the 6-month closure.
You can see most of the vote, large amount of the vote, 74%, say added traffic. And then we have a split between emergency delays, business impacts, a couple people chiming in with weather delays. And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at CoastTVnews.com or our mobile app. We could see changes to Delaware State Park fees, and to make its case, DNREC will continue hosting open houses through Thursday. Here's what's in play. The fee schedule for daily entrance along with annual and lifetime passes. According to DNREC, park fees will have not increased since 2015, even as operating costs have gone up more than 120%. Sussex County open houses tonight. It's at the Officers Club in Cape Henlopen State Park. That starts at 5:30. Concerns over recent property tax hikes in Delaware brought lawmakers back to Legislative Hall this week. The state's Special Property Reassessment Committee held its first hearing to review the assessment process. Lawmakers pressed Tyler Technologies, that's the company behind the reassessment, on how they calculated new property values. The company explained its approach, but a pending lawsuit tied to an August bill kept many specifics off the table.
Because we hadn't done it in 40 or 50 years, we're setting the platform, the groundwork to be able to do something more responsibly in the future and more equitably as well for Delawareans.
The lawmakers say the goal of the hearing is to get answers about what went wrong during the process. There are 3 more scheduled sessions. The next hearing set to take place on October 7th.
Andrew, just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, higher fees for boating begin. What Marylanders need to know before setting out on the water.
Also, action after high school fight, how the Wicomico County community is reacting to reports of a fight that involved a racial slur.
And delivery robot revealed. We show you this new meal machine. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Salisbury. 66 degrees as that fall-like air is beginning to filter into the region. Partly cloudy skies to start, but a mostly sunny afternoon as we put a bow tie on the month of September. Temperatures were all over the place. Our warmest temperature was 92. Our coolest was 51. We ended the month with about 15 days below average. And when it comes to rainfall, well, we were about an inch and a half shy of where we should be for the month as a whole. Now looking ahead to the month of October, Climate Prediction Center, well, they're saying slightly above average as far as temperatures are concerned, and precip slightly below average. So we'll see how that shapes out here over the next few weeks. And you can get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert weather phone, and we'll have your latest forecast here in just a few minutes. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Happening today, a heads up for hikers and bikers. The Gordon's Pond Trail will be closed for routine maintenance. The park says the trail will be completely impassable during the day, but the trail is expected to reopen this evening.
New this morning, a first-of-its-kind environmental project in Delaware's inland bays. Check this out. According to the Delaware Environmental Coalition, 240,000 clams are getting released into the Little Assawoman Bay. The project is a partnership with the organization, Delaware State University, University of Delaware, and Delaware Sea Grant. Organizers say the goal is to boost recreational clamming and improve water quality. Clams are a natural filter feeder, cleaning gallons of water every day.
The Federal Trade Commission is suing Zillow and Redfin over what it says is an unlawful agreement. According to the complaint, Zillow agreed to pay Redfin $100 million to remove Redfin as a competitor to Zillow in the multifamily rental advertising market. The FTC says this is a violation of federal antitrust laws, and it is seeking to stop the companies from continuing the deal.
Check out this one here. DoorDash unveiling a new delivery robot. This is Dot. Dot is fully autonomous, all electric, about 1/10 the size of a car, and can reach speeds of up to 20 miles per hour. It can use bike lanes, sidewalks, and roads to deliver orders in a timely manner. That sounds good for you, Chris.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I don't know how it would fare in some streets in Philly, but I'll tell you what, we are going to see sunshine through the afternoon. and waking up to some mild temperatures, 62, breezy though at the coast. See some winds as high as 35, 40 miles an hour. We're going to talk about some nice, cool, crisp days ahead in that full 7-day forecast right after the break.
The time is 5:19, and you're looking live at a very active Ferris wheel in Ocean City. Just check out those lights there. Our first alert meteorologist, Chris Rastabono, is here. And Chris, we have some strong gusts to factor in today.
Yeah, especially along the beaches. Waking up to some pretty breezy conditions as you take a look at sustained winds right now. 25 in Rehoboth. We're at 23, Bethany, 20 in Ocean City, and right out of the northeast. We have a tight pressure gradient with high pressure building in. 38 mile an hour gust there, Indian River Inlet, and a 31 mile an hour gust in Ocean City. And we're going to continue to see these gusts at least through the morning and afternoon. And then by this evening, we should see them begin to wind down. With that said, temperatures 66 in Georgetown, 70 in Lewis. Temperatures are going to rise a few degrees here through the afternoon, but we're pretty much going to be in the upper 60s to lower 70s across the peninsula. The other thing, we are awaiting this nice dry air. Dew points are falling in the 50s and 60s. Take a look at the dew points to the north. 38 in New York City, 43 in Philadelphia. So that cool, dry air is making its way down the coast. And we're going to stay pretty comfortable and dry here over the course of the next few days. We'll see some humidity creep back into the picture late weekend into early next week. So we're going to see dry conditions today. The clouds, the high clouds that we've had all associated with Imelda are continuing to sink southward, and both of these systems are pushing out to sea. Umberto is actually going to be merging with the front that pushed through our area. Imelda is actually going to be intensifying as it barrels towards Bermuda. They're looking like they're going to have a direct hit there through the next day as a Category 2 hurricane. Now, we still have some residual effects here. Coastal flood advisory continues for the Delmarva coast. That is up through about 8 o'clock, and that extends southward into Worcester County through about 6 o'clock. That's primarily for the high tide cycle today. Gale warnings continue, as well as that high surf advisory through 6 o'clock Thursday. Could see waves as high as 11 feet today. Highs today, upper 60s to lower 70s with the windy conditions continuing. We shed those high clouds, mostly sunny skies through the afternoon today. Some of us dipping into the upper 40s away from the coast early Thursday morning. And we're looking at plenty of sunshine through Thursday afternoon. There's those winds gusting 30, 35 miles an hour through the morning and afternoon. As we get into the overnight, we'll see some breezy conditions continue, but much lower, 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts as we get into the day on Thursday. Rain chances, well, they are going to be far and few between over the next week or so. We stay pretty dry under the influence of high pressure through the end of the week, and it's looking absolutely fantastic. 70 degrees this afternoon. We're at 53 overnight. 68 into Thursday, and your 7-day forecast looking fantastic. 71 Friday, and looking beautiful for the weekend. Mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid to upper 70s.
Okay, thank you, Chris. A fight at a Salisbury high school, it's gone viral, and now people in the community are demanding the district take action. This is the fight in question. It happened last week at Parkside High School, and it was between a white student and a black student. We have bleeped out the audio. You can probably hear that. In the video, you can hear the white student say a racial slur and then threaten to shoot the black student with her gun.
If you're going to attack somebody racially, and then you're going to threaten their life with a gun, then you have to be accountable for that.
Wycomico County Schools could not go into detail about punishments, but says it is handling this matter in accordance with its code of conduct, which clearly lays out that fighting can result in a suspension or expulsion.
Up next on Coast TV News today, higher fees for boating begin. What fund Maryland lawmakers say the increase will go towards. Don't go anywhere. Happening today, Maryland boaters will have to pay more to get on the water registration. Title fees and validation stickers will jump dramatically. The 2-year registration fee rises from $24 to $70. Title fees went up 1,000%, going from $2 to $20, and validation stickers go up from $10 to $70. Many boaters are not happy with these changes.
I'm retired too, so I got a small income. I'm going to have to be more careful, more frugal what to do. It could stop me from doing things.
And the hikes are tied to Maryland's waterway improvement funds, which will now fully cover projects up to $500,000. The state says the increase will fund dredging, boat ramps, and waterway access and safety. Well, Chris said it earlier, out with the humidity, in with the sunshine.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this, but crazy. I just saw moments ago, Chris, you had those images of those two hurricanes in the Atlantic. They're so close to each other.
Yeah, very rare to get those two hurricanes that close to each other in the Atlantic basin, and we dodged a bullet, missing two storms, both of them heading out to sea. Now, we're still dealing some residual effects, primarily at the coast, 69 degrees there. Some windy conditions this morning, but we still have gale warnings up through about 6 o'clock, so not the day to take the boat out this afternoon. We're going to be dealing with coastal flood warnings as well. Coastal flood advisories, excuse me, those are running through about 8 o'clock tonight, primarily for high tide cycle. Could see up to a foot of inundation in those low-lying areas. We have a high surf advisory. Accomack, Worcester County, waves as high as 11 feet today. High risk of rip currents, best to just stay out of the water today. Windy conditions from Ocean City to Fenwick Island. Highs only reaching the upper 60s this afternoon with sunshine. Lewis, right around 70 degrees this afternoon, and we'll top out 68 around noon, 67 with plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. Cambridge, a few clouds to start, otherwise a mostly sunny, gorgeous afternoon, not as windy on the bay, and we'll see highs generally around 70 degrees across the bay. Jeff Wallen, Millsboro, Delaware, you're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll have that 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And after the break on Coast TV News today, Ocean City bike debate, why the town is pushing back against a Maryland law that changes what's allowed on sidewalks.
Also, Route 1 safety revamp. What you need to know as lane closures are set to begin today in the Milton area.
And massive shopping center considered, what is expected today after Sussex County leaders failed to make a decision during a 4-hour public hearing. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Now on Coast TV News.
Big shops seek decision. We could learn today if plans for a Costco, Target, and more are moving forward that could change an area west of Lewis.
Coastal homes crumble. How powerful waves from hurricanes offshore destroyed several houses in North Carolina.
Waking up to some windy conditions, especially along the coast this morning as we say hello to October and so long to the humidity. Your latest forecast coming up.
Ocean City objections. Why the beach town is not on board with a Maryland statewide policy for bikes and scooters that begins today.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 1st, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
5:31 a.m. And now that we've reached October, I can finally join you in the everything that's fall, the
Welcome
fall season.
to fall, Matt.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're joining us. It's a good time over here with fall. Yeah?
It's okay.
No, it's good.
It's good.
You'll get there.
I'll get there.
It's okay.
It's nice, you know. Break out the sweatshirts.
Fall's a great time. Sweatshirt weather. I'm sure you have a lot of Rutgers sweatshirts to wear.
I do have a few.
You do? Very nice. I look forward to that. You know, Chris, you should also get a Rutgers sweatshirt as well. Very warm. It's good for the season.
Yeah, you know, my cousin went to Rutgers. He might have one in his closet somewhere as we take a live look into Salisbury. It is a rather dry, calm start to the day. Not as windy inland, but we're dealing with some pretty strong winds at the coast at this hour. 32-mile-an-hour sustained wind there, Indian River Inlet, 23 in Rehoboth, 20 in Ocean City. You can see that wind flow out of the northeast, gusting right now to 39 in Indian River Inlet, 31 in Ocean City, and this is where we're going to be at as far as the winds are concerned through the morning and afternoon. 69 right now in Rehoboth, 68 Dagsboro, we're at 67 in Milton. Dew points, we've been in the 60s and 70s over the course of the last week. We're saying so long to that. We're seeing dry air filtering down through the East Coast, and those dew points are going to be falling into the 40s and 50s throughout the day today as high pressure builds in. We had a cold front that pushed through last night. We're going to continue to see the breezy conditions, especially at the beaches through the morning and afternoon. Sunshine, temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Do keep in mind dangerous surf and rip currents today and really lasting through the week. There's plenty of sunshine, though, to round out the week as that autumn-like feel fills up the area. Temperatures upper 60s to lower 70s. Overnight lows away from the coast dipping into the 40s. So plenty of wind along the coast today, but a sunny day as well. We'll see temperatures right around 69 there in Bethany Beach, 71 Ocean City to 71 in Chincoteague. So overall, improving conditions, and we'll see that sunshine through the day today. So looking very nice, but again, those winds, look at those winds out of the northeast gusting upwards of 30 to 35 miles an hour into the afternoon. The good news is the winds are going to be subsiding through the night, and some areas tonight, especially away from the coast, are going to be falling into the upper 40s. So we'll talk more about that. Also, plenty of sunshine to round out the week, and we'll look at the latest on Umberto and Imelda in that full 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Well, 5 unoccupied houses along North Carolina's Outer Banks collapsed into the ocean Tuesday as hurricanes Umberto and Imelda rumbled into the Atlantic. This is a community on the string of islands that makes up the Outer Banks. The homes, once propped on high stilts, collapsed into the afternoon. A spokesperson for the Park Service said no injuries were reported. The Cape Hatteras National Seashore said in a post on social media.
Our top story this half hour are the projects getting reviewed today by Sussex County's Planning and Zoning Commission, perhaps none bigger than the one known as Atlantic Fields.
Today we could see a decision on plans for a Costco, Target, and Whole Foods at an area west of Lewis. A decision was deferred after last month's public hearing that lasted over 4 hours.
Developers want to build a nearly 700,000 square foot shopping center at the corner of Route 24 and Mulberry Knoll Road, and to do this, the land needs to change from agricultural residential to commercial zoning.
And also at the Sussex County Planning and Zoning meeting, a new phase of a big site in Milton is getting a public hearing today. The land in question, Route 16 and Route 30. It was a part of the Milton Village apartments that received approval last year from the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission. Now, the developer Ventures LLC of Wilmington is asking for a rezoning to heavy commercial. It could lead to new businesses and office spaces to the west of Milton.
Staying in Milton for this one, DelDOT is doing more work to try to make Route 1 a little more easier, a little more safer. Southbound overpass, that was completed in April.
Now DelDOT says they will mirror the same thing but on the north side so that cars going north will go under Route 1.
DelDOT says this is all starting today. According to the department, drivers should expect daytime lane closures, and DelDOT tells us the goal is to take Route 1 out of the picture altogether for drivers going east and west.
That means just not having intersections. They could do that by adding another piece to the overpass. The orange cones are going to be there for a while. This project is expected to last into spring of 2026.
We could see changes to Delaware State Park fees, and the public is being asked to weigh in. DenRec will continue hosting open houses today through Thursday, October 2nd. Possible changes could impact fee schedules for daily entrance, annual and lifetime passes, and according to DenRec, park fees are not increased since 2015. Even operating costs have gone up more than 120%. In Sussex County, people can head to the Officers Club at the Cape Henlopen State Park today at 5:30 p.m.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. Not a lot is going on right now as the U.S. government is closed after lawmakers failed to agree on a funding plan. New overnight, this shutdown means some government functions are on hold. Others continue with longer wait times and less customer services.
And Amy Kiley shows us what the shutdown means for various government agencies.
The federal government is now shut down. It's out of money because Congress can't agree on a funding plan. The main sticking point is health care. Democrats want to reverse Medicaid cuts and stop enhanced Obamacare subsidies from expiring.
We need to stop these premiums from going up dramatically.
They're arguing a December policy debate for a September funding issue.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates about 750,000 federal workers face furloughs. It says they'd otherwise make $400 million a day. Essential employees must work without pay.
Social Security checks will come in. National Weather Service, they'll still be producing forecasts. We're talking about the Department of Veterans Affairs. Those will still be open. Medicare will still be going on, and unemployment insurance will, in fact, still be reaching the people who, of course, need it most.
The State Department might be slow to issue passports. The military remains in place, but just under half of civilian defense employees are furloughed. National parks have skeleton crews. The FDA says food inspections are affected. As for transportation, about 3/4 of FAA staff are working without pay, a central issue in the last shutdown.
10 controllers actually called out sick, and it led to massive delays. And they said, you know what, we need to end this shutdown.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Maryland is taking a big step to support residents with disabilities. Starting today, those with hidden disabilities will have the option to add a butterfly symbol to their driver's license or ID at no cost. According to the state, the new designation is a part of what's being called Eric's ID law. It is designed to help first responders recognize hidden disabilities and respond with greater understanding while protecting individual privacy.
Starting today, Maryland is allowing bikes and scooters on sidewalks. That change comes as a new state law takes effect, but Ocean City is considering an ordinance against it. Council members say allowing more riders on sidewalks, that could lead to conflicts with people walking, and that raises safety issues at busy intersections. The Ocean City Council plans to release the first draft of an ordinance next Monday. Still got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Art Highlights African American Heritage will tell you the significance of this mural in Ocean City and what jazz legend has locals' ties.
Also, historic rivalry preview. 2 local teams getting ready to add a new chapter. We hear from undefeated Y-High as they get ready for their city matchup with Parkside.
In car seat safety, we'll tell you how to ensure the proper installation in Delaware. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
We salute Irv Hudson, a proud World War II veteran who served under General George Patton and fought bravely in the Battle of the Bulge. A lifelong resident of Ocean View, Irv recently celebrated his 100th birthday at VFW Post 7234, an incredible milestone for a true American hero. His legacy of service and strength continues to inspire all who know him.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Well, we're halfway there tomorrow, halfway to that weekend as we take a live look into Ocean City. 69 degrees, quite breezy in Ocean City. Seeing some sustained winds anywhere between about 15 to 20, gusting to 30 to 40. Partly cloudy skies to start, but a mostly sunny afternoon as we finally see some fall lake temperatures arrive into the area. Take a look at the record high for today, 87. We're going to be far from that. Record low is 31 back in 1947. And today we're going to see generally highs in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees for most of us. Again, breezy conditions primarily along the beaches with those northeast winds sustained between about 15 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. I'll have your full forecast coming up here in a little bit. Matt.
All right, Chris, if you missed the car seat checks that occurred this past weekend, you have a chance to get them checked again. People can head to Crossroad Community Church in Georgetown on Friday, October 10th from 3 to 6 p.m. Tidal Health is hosting this. They say the free service is designed to help ensure that car seats are installed correctly and are appropriate for a child's age, height, and weight.
Delaware lottery players are cashing in on some big wins this month. That's according to the Delaware Lottery Association. A Millsboro man won $10,000 with scratch-off he bought from a Wawa on Long Neck Road. In Milford, a group of friends scored $50,000 on a Powerball ticket bought at a shore stop in Dover. An 80-year-old man from Lewis won over $37,000 on a ticket purchased at Uncle Willie's on Coastal Highway. And a Milford woman landed a life-changing prize of almost $400,000. Her winning ticket was sold at Sweet Mart on Causey Avenue.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, folks. Hump Day is here, and we are just one day away from having football back on our TVs. It's another good one coming at you on DSN on Thursday between 2 longtime rivals in Salisbury. The Tribe of Y-High is 4-0 this season, looking for its best start since 2021 to be 5-0. They've been led by quarterback Landon Roche and receiver Jam Stevens to a tune of just under 40 points per game, good for 7th in the state of Maryland. Stevens has also added 4 kick return touchdowns on the year, a mark head coach Matt McMurdo is incredibly proud of. But given the nature of this city rivalry, Coach McMurdo is ready for yet another physical battle with Parkside, who traditionally has been a run-heavy offense, but as of late has shown big play capability through the air.
You know, in the past, Parkside's been a heavy run team, and they've been a difficult team to stop in the run, and that's always been our priority against them is stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. Well, this year it's a little bit of a swing because Thomas Gromley, at quarterback, he's throwing great passes, really good. He's putting the ball on the money. he can spin it. And then they've got, like you said, Tavian and Ethan, who are really good athletes. So it should provide more challenges for us than it has in the past. You know, Parkside's not generally the team that throws the ball or airs it out, but now that they have that as a weapon, that provides a bigger challenge for us defensively.
Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. at County Stadium on Thursday. Pre-game coverage begins 15 minutes prior to kickoff. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
Coming up tonight on DSN at 5:30, we have Pro Foot Volleyball. It's episode 1, and then at 10:30, you can catch the final score.
An iconic performer is celebrating a milestone, and David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
We do let ourselves out once in a while.
Julie Andrews is 90 years old today. The Oscar, Emmy, and Grammy winner rose to fame on Broadway in My Fair Lady and Camelot, made her big screen debut with her Oscar-winning performance in Mary Poppins, and has starred in films ranging from The Sound of Music to Victor Victoria to The Princess Diaries. Happy 90th birthday, Dame Julie.
I just need you to let me in.
Always about you. Only about you.
Emily Blunt goes toe-to-toe with Dwayne Johnson in writer-director Benny Safdie's The Smashing Machine.
You feel a storm brewing going into them, and you can feel there's a force field on set, particularly the way Benny works, the environment he creates of reality. So fiction just gets sort of vaporizes. And that's so exciting, but quite unnerving to come down from, you know, and I think we had sleepless nights. I mean, the movie was sponsored by tequila. It was sort of essential.
The Smashing Machine is in U.S. theaters Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
We're once again gearing up for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, Draper Media works to make the holiday season brighter for children on Delmarva. Money raised goes to charitable groups who then buy Christmas presents. And right now, we are accepting funding applications from those nonprofits. This ends today. You can find a link to this at blessourchildren.org.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Well, stepping outside the door this morning in Rehoboth and many of our beach points, it is a breezy start. Gusts 35, 40 miles an hour, low 60s to start. And we're awaiting that nice autumn-like air that's filtering into Delmarva. I'll have to talk all about it in my full 7-day forecast when CoastTV News Today comes right back.
The time is now 5:49 and we are taking a live look outside at Salisbury this morning. And Chris, we're finally talking about some fall weather, lower humidity than yesterday. That is good news. The humidity, that is the one part of summer I'm not going to miss.
And neither am I. Yeah, my sinuses, it was just doing a number on me, I'll tell you what. Well, yeah, we are seeing that nice dry air being filtered down across much of the east, as you'll see here shortly. Quite windy this morning at our beaches. You can see sustained winds anywhere from 23, Rehoboth 31, Indian River Inlet to 20, gusting upwards to near 40, Indian River Inlet, 31 in Ocean City. So it's going to be a rather breezy morning and breezy day along the coast. We're at 66 in Milton, 67 Gumboro, 69 in Ocean City. And those dew points, we're in the 50s now, and they're continuing to drop as that drier air filters down. Look at these dew points, 38 in New York City, 43 in Philadelphia. All of this drier air is sinking southward, high pressure building in, and we're going to stay pretty comfortable and dry right through the weekend. And we'll see the humidity creep up there early next week. Well, we have high pressure building in. Our tropical systems to the south, and that tight pressure gradient is causing the strong winds at the coast this morning. There's Hurricane Umberto. It's actually going to get absorbed in a cold front. There's Imelda actually intensifying, a smaller system, but it's actually making a beeline right towards Bermuda today as a Category 2 hurricane. Now, we're continuing to see some residual effects here. Coastal flood advisory. That is up through about 8 o'clock tonight. Could see some flooding up to a foot, lower level inundation at high tide through the high tide cycles today, and that continues down through Worcester County. Gale warnings continue through 6 o'clock tonight, as well as that high surf advisory. Dangerous rip currents. We're going to have swells as high as 10 to 11 feet this afternoon. 70 in Milford to 70 in Rehoboth. Highs today generally in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees, 68 Princess Anne to 68 in Ocean City. So we shed these high cirrus clouds out from Imelda Clear skies through the afternoon, and tonight, some of us away from the coast dipping into the upper 40s, western Sussex, points of the mid-shore, and we're going to stay pretty sunny into Thursday. There's those winds gusting 30-35 miles an hour through the morning and afternoon. As we get into the evening and overnight, we will see the winds begin to subside, but still a bit on the breezy side as we go into our Thursday with some winds anywhere between about 20 to 25 miles an hour. We're under the influence of high pressure late week through the weekend, and we're going to stay pretty dry, not seeing any rain chances until it looks like middle part of next week. So there's high pressure. Could see a few high clouds late Thursday through Friday, but other than that, looking pretty nice as we round out the week. 71 for Friday, mostly sunny skies. We continue that sunshine through the weekend. Big concert going on in Ocean City, Country Calling. Looking fantastic for that. 79 on Sunday, and then we'll see those temperatures creep back up into the lower 80s into early next week. Matt.
All right, thank you, Chris. Keeping hotel history alive through art. The Beach to Bay Heritage Area put up the fourth and final mural of its project to honor African American heritage. The Henry Hotel was built in the late 1800s and housed African American visitors to Ocean City. This included several workers and musicians, including Duke Ellington, who was featured on the mural. Lisa Challenger with Beach to Bay Heritage Area explains how projects like this make an impact on the masses.
I think they're going to learn about it and say, I never knew that, and that is so cool. So I think just educating people. I know that when we did the Charles Albert Tindley mural in Berlin, we had a lot of people say, I never knew who he was, and I didn't know he was from here. And so it's just sharing that history with others.
The four murals of this project include those located in Berlin, Salisbury, Crisfield, and this mural outside the Henry Hotel in Ocean City.
The time is now 5:53, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day is a toy Yorkie. On your screen right now is Fendi. He's 4 years old, and he recently celebrated a birthday. Couldn't be happier for another year with his favorite family. Fendi was submitted to us by Darlene and Carlton in Georgetown.
We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
You can scan that QR code top center, get your friends to us here at Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 5:57, and we are going to take another look at our October forecast.
October forecast,
Yes.
and Chris, we have some October wind to talk about.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. We have the strong winds at the coast, breezy conditions elsewhere, dry, cooler air filtering into Delmarva. And look at the temperatures today. Well, we're getting in the upper 60s to right around 70 this afternoon. Decreasing clouds throughout the day from north to south. Plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. And some of us tonight through Thursday morning dipping into the upper 40s away from the coast. Plenty of sunshine, high risk of rip currents though. Keep that in mind from today through the end of the week. We stay sunny and dry Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we'll see some milder temperatures late weekend through early next week. And stay pretty dry. Not going to see any rain chances till looks like late Tuesday into Wednesday as a cold front approaches. Back.
All right, thank you, Chris. And coming up in our next hour, the future for Atlantic Fields. Potential decision on the shopping center plans could occur this afternoon. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.